One time, I was hiking up El Capitan in Yosemite National Park. I wasn't climbing up the mountain like the Alex Honnold Friso, just hiking up the back. It was a long hike. It was like 17 miles, 18 miles round trip, something like that. Like we got up 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30. It was pitch dark. Hiked up to the top. Me and my brother, and up at the top, I met this guy. He was just like he was old. He looked like an old dude. Like he was probably like mid 70s, by himself. He rolled up next to us. There was no one up there when we got up there, and he had a big pack, and seemed to be doing great. We started talking, and just seemed to have a lot of energy. He was vibrant. He seemed very um, alive. White hair, some white beard growth, old dude. He just seemed like he was living the life. And I talked to him for a little bit, and I asked him on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm like, "Where are you at? How happy are you?" or whatever. And he's like, "Bro, I'm an 11." And he didn't seem like someone who was just, you know, high highs, low lows type of guy. I was like, "Oh, this is the fucking best thing in the world. I'm out here." Like he just really seemed to. He seemed like a dude that was good. And I talked to him. He had just been like a landscaper. Man, I think he managed like a landscaping crew for like a museum or something like that. Um, and like he was the head person of he was a groundskeeper, some something like that he'd been doing for a while. And he was retired, and he was out on a long hike, like 10-day hike, heavy ass pack, doing great. It was interesting, He I have no idea. I mean, how much money or success this dude had, but I mean, he was retired. I don't imagine he's out there hiking by himself in his 70s. Great attitude. And one time I was sitting at my office at a job I no longer have at my desk, and I was very miserable, even though everything was fine. I was not happy where I was at in life. Um, Fully employed, decent job, paid off car. I was saving money. I wasn't an incel, but I was not happy. I was getting disenchanted, and the path forward was unclear. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to quit my job, but I didn't want to get another job. But I was almost 30, single, and I was just like, uh, I didn't have it all figured out. I was worried about that. So what I did was made sure my microphone's still on. I took a few days off and went and spent it all up in the woods, no phone, slept in the back of my car, bathed in the river, just went hiking and read books, and felt great. Completely alleviated my feelings of my bad feelings. And I decided to quit my job, and I did. And as soon as I decided to quit my job, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll fucking figure it out. I had money. I was like, I can either put a down payment on a house or I can YOLO out into the world and spend it all on traveling. Um, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go travel for a year. Only made it a few months, then COVID happened. But I didn't need a year of traveling. Um, but going out there and getting after it and having the experience of having very little, living like a homeless person, sleeping in the back of my car, just going hiking, rinsing off in the river. I felt it was the best I felt in a while, probably a couple months. And I was like, I don't have shit. I'm basically living like a homeless person, and I'm as happy as a clam. And I think it's really important, but it's very simple, but it's difficult. It's hard to do that inner work, to be good with yourself, with just yourself, independent on your external realities. It's very difficult, you know. You're getting close to enlightenment. Um, and I think getting to a low point is usually a catalyst for these types of experiences. Um, they have two-edged swords because you can have low points, find yourself in a bad position, and be like, and get okay with it, and then not feel the need to get out and improve yourself. That's definitely happened to many people. I've experienced that, being like, this is really bad right now, and I'm really not upset. Like, I went to jail for a few weeks one time. Really wasn't that bummed about it. And that was kind of one of the things that scared me. There's people there that were very complacent, and you seemed to kind of enjoy being in jail. Yeah, whack. But I think doing what other people are doing and trying to adhere to what other people think, to what you think you should do based on what other people's opinions, it will keep you probably safe. You're just doing what everyone else is doing, but it's also preventing you from having that experience of that inner contentment, that spirituality, which is what I think people are getting at or trying to get at. That's what I think it means to have a relationship with Jesus, basically. Even though most people who use that phrase, they don't, I don't think they even really know what they're talking about. I think it's that inner life. And I'm 34, a lot of our expectations that we had, people my age and people around my age growing up thought we were going to have, they're out of reach now. I think for a lot of people, just that normal American dream shit. Not having to just be in debt, work a fucking shitty job, and not be able to afford a house. And that sucks. And it's really hard. And it forces you to really deal with things at a much deeper level. Like, really, what does it mean to exist as a human? And that's where it gets fun. And I mean, I'm an American. I still have a lot to be grateful for, even though I live with my parents right now as a 34-year-old man. But um, it's been reading people's stories have been um, who have dealt with things much more difficult than me and have made it through are are things that have been really important for me because my life hasn't been nearly as hard as many people. Um, and to be able to be good with yourself. And I think that's where like pilgrimages come in, and that's in part one of the things I'm trying to highlight with this documentary I'm working on is that that's the point. People do all this traveling, they're obsessed with it. Just go on an actual pilgrimage, go on a small one, go on a hike, be alone, get away from all this shit, and learn to be good with yourself. At the end of the day, you just have to answer to yourself and to God, and that's it.